Okay, a warm welcome back to the Forensic Detailing channel. Do not forget to subscribe. In today's video, we're going to be attempting to review KKD, Krystal Clean Detail Devil's Juice. What is it? It's an acidic wheel cleaner which removes heavy contamination, dilutable at 1:4. Let's just, there's the title. Let's just read all of this product information. So shake the product well before use. That would just make sure everything's all mixed up. Dilute it up to 1:4. So that implies you could go a bit stronger with this if you wanted to. Apply it to a wheel surface using a trigger sprayer. So spray it all over the surface you're cleaning. Allow to dwell for a few minutes, and if necessary, agitate with a wheel brush. It's missing a full stop there. Rinse well with a high pressure jet and towel it dry just to get any residual acids off of there, you know. So do not use on hot wheels, do not use on sensitive wheel finishes. Test on a small area first. I always like to see that in the instructions. And a whole load of health and safety issues here that are quite, you know, quite extensive because it's an acid, so it causes severe skin burns and damage, may cause respiratory irritation, keep it out of reach of children, do not breathe vapours, wear protective gloves, protective eye things, you know, like goggles, if swallowed, etc. You know, rinse it off if it's on your skin. All of this information is more so relevant, and you want to see it there with wheel acids because they're pretty strong chemicals, guys. So in this review, that's what I want to cover. What is a wheel acid? So if you followed the channel before, if you maintain your alloys every week and they're ceramic coated, you can clean them with shampoo or mild products. However, the extreme opposite end of that is cars that don't have their wheels washed for months and months and on end, and in which case mild surfactants and shampoos, stronger surfactants and alkaline cleaners, even alkaline wheel cleaners, even fallout removers, which are the next step up, we're working our way up the power chain, aren't strong enough to get on that sort of embedded brake dust, which almost rusts and heats in and forms like a scale over the surface of the car. So an acidic wheel cleaner works by being corrosive, by attacking solid contamination and shrinking it, and then once it's shrinked, it comes away. So that's how descalers and acids work, by attacking solid contamination. But of course, they're very strong. So when do you use it? If you've been using different wheel cleaners a while, you'll know when you look at a wheel straight away if it needs a wheel cleaner or not. So you use it when the other chemicals aren't going to get you there. You don't use it on sensitive finishes, like it says here, you know, do not use on sensitive finishes. Be careful with it on bare metals because they can cloud them up, you know, acids generally and stuff like that. So you use it on grotty alloys. You get the idea with that. A note on PPE, yes, glove up. Probably have a hoodie on so your arms aren't exposed. I didn't. I'm fine. Definitely glove up. Putting the glasses on is really important when you're poking acids with a brush because it can flick up and go in your eyes and stuff. So a pair of safety goggles and stuff is all good ideas. Okay, what makes a good acidic wheel cleaner? Well, this is the thing. The first thing everyone's going to notice is how well they cut away the dirt and how easy the chemical makes cleaning this horrible alloy. Beyond that, for me, price makes a good acidic wheel cleaner. I don't want to pay sort of 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 pounds, whatever the top of market is for an acidic wheel cleaner. Concentration always makes a good acidic wheel cleaner for me. So products which are a concentrate, because I bulk them down, they last me a long time. And there is one more element that could be tested, and that's something we will test later on because I plan to do a wide-scale acid wheel comparison video on the channel. The corrosive effect of wheel acids can be countered by materials, anti-corrosive materials that inhibit, corrosion inhibitors, that's the word I'm looking for. So they can still be used on surfaces without lighting them up, and they can inhibit corrosion, even though an acidic product generally wants to promote corrosion because that's how it works. But on certain materials, amphoretic materials, steels, I'd like to be able to test that, and I think as part of my wider test, I'll get loads of steel panels and see which ones light them up and corrode them, and if any don't. So there's another little category of product that we could talk about. As always, I want to do a price comparison with this particular product. So the Krystal Clean Detail Devil's Juice cost £8.99 for 500ml, which sounds pretty good actually. Most 500ml detailing products are $9.99, aren't they? Or a tenner or whatever. A litre, $13.99. Again, that's a little bit below market average for a litre of these. That's decent. And $29.99 for 5,000ml or 5 litres. All those prices seem pretty solid to me, and I've got some good comparisons here. So AutoSmart Treble X. Typically, if you want to buy that, it's going to cost you about 37 quid to 39 quid, and then delivery on top of that. You've got to add delivery on top of this as well. So it's a rough price comparison. That's a very strong acid that can be diluted down as well. Wonder Wheels, you know, very good acid cleaner. This is the original formula, but it's the only downside with it. It's a neat product, so you can't, if you follow the instructions, water it down. To my understanding, 27 quid for 5 litres, which is slightly cheaper. You know, price cheaper, and 9 to 11 quid for 1 litre. It's so widely available, you can sometimes find these going very cheap, sometimes a little bit more, but gives you a rough market price. Now I'm trying to look for bottom of market. Someone in the comments said that I need to check out this Smart Chem company. They sell you 5 litres of acid wheel cleaner for 10 quid, and it can be diluted 1 to 10. So that's about as cheap as it ever gets. That is as cheap as it ever gets. I can't see it ever being cheaper than that. But is that product any good? And I'll probably buy that and get it in our wider comparisons. Another kind of more detailing brand, Autoglanz Valet Plus acidic wheel cleaner, £30 and 50p for 5 litres, but can be diluted 1 to 10 rather than 1 to 4 for this one. So, but it scales similar. And I wanted to give you a complete retail one. The Maguire's Hot Wheels, is it, or Hot Rims? I can't remember what it's called. That's not an out-and-out acid, but it's a very strong cleaning chemical. It might have a bit of acid in it, but it's a retail-y product where you don't get all these good prices. You pay about 15 quid for 710. I always like to give a Maguire's or an Auto Glim or something you'd find on the shelf of Halfords, but you can get that in there as well. So there's a good price comparison for you. Generally, I think the price of this product is pretty solid. It's not the cheapest, but it's a million miles away from being the most expensive as well. What did we do to test the product? Well, the best way to test an acid wheel cleaner is to take a wheel that hasn't been cleaned for a long time and clean it. So I took Dan's Volvo and took one of the wheels off, and it had heavy scaling on there, which you can see instantly needs an acid to get it off. We sprayed the product on there, left it for about 3 minutes, just the alloy was cool, it's a cool day, just making sure the chemical didn't dwell, and then we just agitated the hell out of it with the old stubby brush, the Atlaster brush, which is a really durable brush that you can poke at wheels. You know, it's an aggressive brush, ideal for this. As soon as we started poking on it, well, just before we started poking on it, one thing about this product and wheel acids in general is they're not typically high foaming. They're not reliant on foaming. They don't contain foaming agents. So it's a flat chemical, this product. As soon as you start poking it after the dwell time, you start seeing the film, the scaly film of brake dust just dissolve, and you're starting to see clean alloy underneath straight away. You start scrubbing, and you know it peels off the scaly kind of film, and you rinse off, and you get a pretty clean, never a brand new mint looking wheel, because any wheel that needs a wheel acid is usually so far gone that all of that corrosive brake dust has got under the clear coat and started bubbling it off, and it embeds under little flaps of clear coat, so it goes black and you can't ever get it all off. But this got it, I'd say, about 96, 97% clean. You can go again with this product. You can use it neat, but I don't think you need to. I think you use this, you accept that you're going to be using them on really mucky alloys, and it's going to get you the worst bits of the alloys behind and in the barrel looking reasonably good, and when you run your finger over it, you're almost there. An acid won't take off the wheel weights because you need a solvent like a hydrocarbon to dissolve that, so it won't do that. Acids aren't good at bitumen and tar films, so spots, they won't do that, but they will strip off embedded brake dust, and this product has done it as well as any. It does it as well as Wonder Wheels. The face of the alloy, where you've got that black soot, it cuts through that even easier because that tends to not be as caked on generally, because when you wash the car and pressure wash it and stuff, you get that. The bit in the barrel and behind the spokes is a bit that never gets clean and it gets caked on. This product is a very strong acid. When you're decanting it and mixing it down, there's vapours coming off it, same as Wonder Wheels. You can see it vaporising. It is strong stuff. This product is more of a kind of trade product. Guys in the trade have to have a wheel acid. Not everyone at home cleaning cars has a wheel acid, but at some stage, the likelihood of you needing a wheel acid is very high. If you go and buy a new car and it's second hand, there's a very good chance you'll need a wheel acid. A wheel acid for me is 100% a essential detailing product, but it might be not something you use every week on your mint car. So I need it, but I don't use them all the time. That's why I haven't really looked at them as much. So yeah, Krystal Clean Detail Devil's Juice. So far, it's a thumbs up for me. There is a caveat that you learn if a product works or not when you test it, and they often work, and this product's worked really well. Like if you look at the alloy now, it's clean, it's gone back on the car, and the alloy is all bright and shiny, and if I washed the rest of the car would look half decent, and those alloy wheels actually look more than acceptable. They look clean, which is exactly what I want it to do. The caveat is, unless you get loads of them and you come up with a series of tests, you measure them on price, you measure them on that cleaning power in some sort of controlled way, you put as many tests in as you can, then you really learn kind of where they rank. So at the moment, I'm not quite sure where it ranks in the bigger scheme, but I know it's a very effective product. It saves me money over the Wonder Wheels. Normally I say to you, buy 5 litres of these products, and yes, if you buy 5 litres you get much better value. Like it's almost double the cost, but for 4 or 5 times more amount of products. So still 5 litres is the way to go. But the problem is, if you buy a litre and you dilute that at 1:4 and it's effective at 1:4, just buying a litre of the product gives you 5 litres of chemical, which is going to be enough for me for probably a couple of years because I don't use it very often. So perhaps if you're in the trade, buy 5 litres. If you're a guy at home, might as well buy the litre rather than the 500 ml, but even that will make you 2.5 litres. I like concentrates. Yeah, there's not much else to say on this. I'm not covered in little dots on my arms from where it has caught me. I've rinsed it off. It's gone all over my walls and wheelie bins. I've rinsed it off. Yes, just be careful with acids, just be very careful with them, and yeah, you'll be fine. But this product has delivered on its claim. It will strip back a very dirty alloy. I also compared it, just to do a little control, with just using Surfex HD, which is an alkaline cleaner. Surfex HD gets that quite clean, that wheel, actually, because you're still scrubbing it quite hard with a brush, but it doesn't get you as clean as the acid. It doesn't get you back to the barrel. The dirtier it got towards the inner of the barrel, it wouldn't just get that bonded stuff off. So there's obviously a difference. I just wanted to control, sanity check it. Yeah, a very good product. At the moment, I feel like I'm getting better value with this than Wonder Wheels. and in future we will see how it scales to a load of other ones, at least 10 other wheel acids when we do our big test. So that is that. You can get that product from Into Detailing. You might be able to get a discount with code forensics. If it doesn't discount, forensic, sorry. If it doesn't discount, then it's not discountable. And yes, my new AliExpress air heater arrived. And yes, it's pink. I didn't realise you got to pick the white one. It's pink. Never mind, I'm camping it up. Thanks for watching, guys. Put in the comments what you're using acidic wheel cleaner wise. There's no point in comparing this to non-acidics really. And let me know, I might include it in the future videos. Thank you, bye.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when